Looks like for us across the northern plains, March wants to come in like a lion. And unfortunately, it looks like more snow coming through for the beginning of the week. We're monitoring the potential for another large storm at the end of the week. Hopefully all this means is that March will just go out like a... Hello, I'm meteorologist Brad Warner from Region Weather Live, your YouTube source for weather across the Dakotas and Minnesota. We're going to start off this forecast by taking a look at the upper level winds. This high pressure just west of Greenland that eventually is going to act as a blocking mechanism. And we have this broad trough out in the west coast. And as that spits out pieces of energy and it tries to move to the east, this blocking system off to the east, it's going to prolong the length of time this little disturbance moves through as light snow tries to move across the region. Now, eventually what does wind up happening is a stronger, deeper part of this system tries to eject out of the Rockies, and instead of moving from west to east, instead it comes out of the Rockies and runs up against that ridge and begins to move off to the north. And so putting this in motion, as you can see, as we get later into the week and that system begins to pull out of the Rockies and runs up against that ridge, and that means those upper level winds will increase, which will deepen the storm as it tries to move across our region. Now, starting off this evening, the snow in southern North Dakota, northern and South Dakota will become a little more light as the energy begins to transfer to the east and into Minnesota. And the snow and the rain mix across central and southern portions of Minnesota increases through the overnight hour. Now, this will be a wet, heavy snow through the overnight hours into early Monday morning, even though you might see some spotty areas of moderate snow. Really not expect the accumulations to be overly heavy. And right around here by Monday morning at 6 a.m., it looks like most of the snow will be north of the Twin Cities area, kind of through that central parts of Minnesota, with maybe a little more of that moderate area just creeping up to that Hinckley and Duluth area. But as the morning goes along, that area continues to move eastward by 9 a.m. and then eventually by noontime, most of that snow is going to be gone. And east of here, maybe just a little bit of light snow left in the far northeast. But really, what we're looking for are those temperatures to warm up through the morning hours and into the afternoons, so any kind of snow-covered roadways will become slushy. But the unfortunate part is as we get into the overnight hours Monday night and into Tuesday morning, those slushy roadways could become icy as they refreeze. A snowfall forecast. This is off the National Weather Service, so you can see where this main band of snow moving through here this afternoon on Sunday is for southern parts of North Dakota, northern portions of South Dakota. And we've already received an 8-inch report here just south of Bismarck already, with snow continuing to fall. So look for a few areas of 10 inches or more across this region. Then, of course, as that snow spreads eastward through the overnight hours Sunday night, here we're looking at just a general 1 to 3 inches, but there could be a few areas here down in the south that could be around that 4-inch mark if enough snow falls heavy at times. And then also possibly across the North Shore here up in Duluth and the Twin Harbors area where we could see near that 4-inch mark up there as well. Now, I think one other area of concern will be up and down the Red River Valley as we go to the overnight hours Sunday night and into early Monday morning. We have some stiffer northerly winds, and a lot of times as that funnels down the valley, that picks up a little bit of steam to where some of these gusts could be 35, maybe even 40 miles per hour at times. And so, of course, that's going to be creating some blowing and drifting snow and creating hazardous travel conditions as we get into Monday morning. So just keep that in mind now as we're traveling out Monday morning, that some of these roadways, particularly in eastern portions of North Dakota, might not be the greatest just because of those winds. And then Monday and more so into Monday night, we watch this disturbance come out of the Rockies and very slowly move off to the northeast. And so what that'll mean is that even though we're not really expecting there to be any kind of moderate to heavy snow, this thing is really going to take its time moving from southwest to northeast. And so it just means that the light snow will continue to linger on and pile up. And taking a look at the projected timing of this next disturbance, here we are at midnight, Monday night, early Tuesday morning. We have the snow now entering into the western parts of the Dakotas. And watch how long it takes for this thing to move eastward. Here we are 6 a.m. Tuesday morning, and it's just beginning to move into that Missouri River Valley area. By noontime, just starting to reach that James River Valley. In fact, it almost takes more so until Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. It's kind of beyond that once it finally makes it into portions of Minnesota. And by midnight, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, it finally moves into northwestern parts of Minnesota. Then by Wednesday at 6 a.m., just kind of a little more into Minnesota, not far. Boy, it just doesn't really want to move. By noon on Wednesday, begins to exit out into central parts of North Dakota and just remains in the eastern portions of the Dakotas. 6 p.m. Wednesday, again, continues to linger on across Minnesota, eastern Dakotas. And it looks like finally, as we get later into the night, Wednesday night and early Thursday morning, this piece of energy finally begins to move off. Now, the good thing about this little slow-moving system is not a lot of wind associated with it. Look at the wind gusts. Not bad, generally 20 or under. So that's going to be favorable. At least the snow is going to be a little more gentle coming down. We're not going to be blowing it around. All right, then Thursday and on into the weekend, here comes that next system ejecting out of the Rockies and deepening over our region. And how exactly this is going to play out is very much up in the air. As you can see, the snow wants to increase through the day on Thursday and going into Thursday evening, and then continuing on into Friday and eventually into Saturday. And notice the winds, the tight gradients, the isobars here are really tight. That means strong northwesterly winds associated with it on the backside. And this storm bringing plenty of snow across South Dakota and into Minnesota. But timing, location, amounts are going to be very difficult to tell at this point as we're looking at the projected snowfall accumulations. Here's just an example of the differences between the models. This is the European model. This is the Canadian model, and this is the American model. Now, just those three long-range models alone, there are quite a bit of differences as to the exact track of this particular storm. The only thing we can really say at this point is there looks to be a large storm exiting out of the Rockies, moving through our region, but timing, location, intensity, all needs to be worked out yet. So we keep that in mind and keep that as a teaser to come back to this channel and check out the latest forecasts throughout the week. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell button down below. That way you know when I've uploaded a video just like this, and I'll keep you updated with the latest forecast. As the model runs come in, we'll see how this particular storm progresses. And it is Sunday, so I usually like to take a look at the high temperatures and what is expected throughout the week. Here we are Monday, and we're looking at high temperatures, very cold up and through northern parts of North Dakota. But then as you get down to the southeastern portions of Minnesota, we're looking for highs near 40. Tuesday remains cold out in the west with warmer conditions out in the east. Wednesday, about the same with maybe a little bit warmer temperatures out in the west and perhaps just a smidge cooler out in the east. Thursday, we're looking generally in the mid-20s to low 30s. And by Friday, that cool air continues to spread down to the southeast with temperatures barely getting to near freezing, while the remainder of us further out to the north and west, we're going to see high temperatures in the low to mid-20s. And finally, by Saturday's highs, we're looking at teens in the north and west to around 30 down in the southern portions of our area. And so that's all I got for you. Not much going on, just some snow today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, hopefully not Sunday, but yeah, we're coming in like a lion. What can I say? So make sure you tune in the rest of the week and I'll have updates for you as we go along throughout the week. All right, everybody, for Region Weather Live, I'm meteorologist Brad Warner, and everybody have a good day.